The Tampa Bay Bucs and the Kansas City Chiefs are in the Super Bowl, which will feature two great quarterbacks, Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Welcome to the Sideline Report. I'm Marvin Jackson, and with me tonight are Donna Hopkins, Lou Holder, also Santana Moss, former Washington wide receiver. And joining us also is a guy who hails right from this area, from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. He went to Wise High School, that powerhouse football team over there, and played for Coach Parrish. Now he is a member of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Welcome to the show, Ryan Smith. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you for having me.
Ryan, talk about, man, how was that journey for you? I mean, you came from Wise High School. You guys were a powerhouse.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you lost too many games there. And talk about your journey. You went to an HBCU. What was that decision about? And then talk about, getting there to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, so I went to Wise High School. My first 3 years, I wasn't really playing football. I didn't like football like that. I was playing basketball. And then my senior year, I tried to play my junior year, and then I didn't have the grades, I don't think. And then I was going to summer school, so I didn't have the grades to play my senior year. And then I started playing for Coach Parrish. And that's how everything started. I played safety. I had a pretty good year. I went to the All-Star game. Had a lot of visits from different types of schools, but like nobody really gave me an offer. One reason was because I didn't have enough film. I only had 1 year, so they were saying like, maybe he just had 1 year. We don't have multiple years of film on film. Another one was my grades and like my SAT scores. So I ended up taking the SAT 3 different times, and I did really good on all 3 of them. And I remember my cousin, he went to Wise as well. He was a year older than me. And he went to James Madison, but at first he was going to Old Dominion. I thought he was. And then Old Dominion was coming looking at me my senior year. So I was really excited and everything. A couple schools like Towson came to see me, Ohio. I had a lot of D1 AA schools, really. No top D1 schools. So I remember a school told me if I get a certain score on my math and verbal, they will offer me. So I got it. I got more than what they asked for. They came back, didn't offer me. So eventually I was like, I didn't have no scholarship, no offers or anything. I went to North Carolina Central University. They came. It was funny when they came to see me. I was like, I'd never heard of the school. I'm like, I'm not going there. I don't know. I never heard of that school before. So it's funny how things work out. So then I ended up not having no offers. Central ended up giving me a partial scholarship. But at first they told me not to come because they didn't have no more money for me. So I was like, dang, I guess I got to walk on to Towson because Towson is in Baltimore. So it's close to home. So I'm like, I asked my mom, I said, Mom, can I still go to school? Because we couldn't really afford to go to college. Well, for me to go to college. I started playing football because football holds more people than basketball. So I had a better opportunity, I felt like, to get a scholarship. So Central ended up giving me a partial scholarship to play. So I went there. I played safety my first 2 years. I was an All-American at safety. And then we got a new coaching staff, and I ended up moving to corner. And I'm glad they did that because I felt like I wasn't an NFL-sized safety. And I felt like I can play corner. I'm a good-sized corner. That worked out really well. And Coach Parrish, he really pushed, it started with him because he pushed all of this. Like he pushed my film out to different schools so that they can see me because I really didn't have much. And honestly, if it wasn't for him starting it, I feel like I wouldn't even be here right now. My senior year, I turned it up. I got healthy. I was determined. Like nobody can stop me. Like I stopped partying. I stopped drinking. I stopped everything that was a distraction. So I got real serious. Then the season came, and I just did my thing. And I got noticed when we played Duke University because they're a big school. So a lot of eyes were watching us, and I had a really good game. that's how my name got out there. And after that, that's really all she wrote. You know, I just kept on doing my thing, and scouts found me. And that's what I like to tell people, you know, growing up, I didn't think you really got an opportunity going to HBCU. And when I got the opportunity, you know, I was able to tell folks under me, like, if you do your thing, they're going to find you no matter where you are, as long as you stay the course. That was always my message to guys coming after me. I'll end up going 4th round, which was a blessing. I was the first one to get drafted from my school, I want to say in like 20, 25 years, something like that. So that was a blessing to sell. I went to the combine. That was a blessing. Like a lot of things just kept happening for me. I didn't expect it because, you know, I always say I'm going to the NFL, but being drafted was never in my mind. Like I always say I'm going to make it. I see my foot in the door. So me being drafted I was already 2 steps ahead, you know. When I got here, you know, it was fast. You know, it was fast. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna play in the NFL. My first time coming here, man. I've seen the game. It was just, and coming from HBCU, it's not that fast. You know, like when you see as a freshman, you might think it's fast, but it's not that fast. Nothing compared to the NFL.
Donna, why don't you ask him, you know, some questions about now heading to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, Ron, congratulations in making the Super Bowl with the Bucs. You know, I would have said that you picked the wrong sport, being that I played basketball, but evidently you picked the right sport because you're in the Super Bowl. But there was some early growing pains when Tom Brady got there, and then all the pieces started falling into place where you got Antonio Brown, and I know you playing on the other side of the ball, but just talk about Tom Brady, and you know, a lot of people who play with him, he's a competitor on all fronts, but talk about just how the pieces started falling into place for this team and the run that you all had being on the road in the playoffs every week, and to pull it out against Green Bay and you're in the Super Bowl. Just talk about this season overall and how the pieces just fell into place for you all.
I felt like we always had the pieces. We always had dogs to go out there and win games. I think what we were missing, no disrespect to Jameis or anything, that's still my guy. We just needed a game manager, and that's who Tom Brady is. He's a game manager. You know, he rarely turns the ball over, and that was just the missing piece. We had everything else, and even though this is his first year with the team, we knew it wasn't going to take long for him to adapt. You know, to everybody. We could have lost the first 2 or 3 games, but we always knew we were going to make a run for the Super Bowl, no matter how it was going to come. We know it was going to be easy just because we had who we had. It's the NFL. Everybody's good. But it's a confidence level that everybody had. You know, last year was the first year Bruce Arians was here and the new coaching staff got that out the way. This year, everybody's just coming together. You know, it didn't, like I said, it didn't happen overnight, but as the season kept going on, everybody started clicking, playing for each other. And now we're here.
You know, when you talk about all the pieces were there and you just needed a game manager, but still there's got to be that kind of that from a defensive perspective, you know, one person can raise everybody's game, but did you see any growth or any maturity or any just a different pep in your step on the defensive end? Because you guys were getting some turnovers and you were getting some things that might not have happened if Brady wasn't there. Is there an overall effect that even on the defensive end that you felt?
Oh, definitely. And that just comes from experience. You know, we're a young secondary. We're a young defense, period, but definitely a young secondary. But you have people who come and like Devin White, man, he's a dog. He's well beyond, you know, like you would think he's a 8-year vet the way he plays and how he motivates everybody on the team, man. He's a great person. He doesn't care. Like he goes out there and he's ball. He mess up the next play. That's the type of guy he is. And you need people like that on your team. So this year I really felt like after we got last year under our belt, everybody this year just came together and that swag just started. Every game it got better, better, and better. And that's what you need, you know, on the defense is swag. Because, you know, mistakes gonna come, touchdowns gonna come. But the way we bounce back, especially in the playoffs, it's a great feeling.
Ryan, speak to me a little more about Devin White. I was going to ask you a question about him. I watched you guys come up to Washington, you know, in week 1 of the playoffs. I didn't watch you the whole season, but folks had talked so much about what he brings to the game. You know, I'm very familiar with Levante David, but didn't know that Devin White was that vicious. But speak to me about that defense, and to me how he's like y'all Tom Brady on the defensive side. I thought that when he came back into, you know, you guys lineup, you just saw a difference about your defense as a whole. You guys was clicking on a different cylinder.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, we already had Levante dog just as well, but Devin just more vocal than Levante. So it probably it show a little more. Levante just a quiet person. He's a humble person. Devin, he just out there. He don't care. He say whatever he want to say. He gonna talk his trash. He gonna motivate you. You know, that's the type of guy he is. So he brings that energy. You know, he even talked to Tom Brady like Tom Brady. He's like his little brother. Like, it's funny. Like, that's the type of guy he is. You know, like he told Tom before the season start, you know, you take it off and I got defense. You know, that's just how he is.
Mutual respect.
So it's respect. Yeah, there's no disrespect, just respect. And for him to be so young and be that wise in the game, just like how he plays, and it's amazing seeing that every day in practice. Like I said, when he mess up, he just like, all right, and then next play, you know. So, and it's getting everybody like that, you know. So that's the great thing about Devin.
All right, well, we're gonna take a break right now, and when we return, we'll be back with everybody, right? Ryan, you can stay a little more with us.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, and we'll be back and talk more about the Bucs and Kansas City and this great Super Bowl coming up. So don't go away. We're just getting started, folks.